Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer from the Small Pony Beerworks in Dunrobin, Ontario. This is Tropical Apocalypse. Whoa. So this is a blend of golden sour beers aged in oak barrels with pineapples. 6.5% alcohol by volume. Barrel-aged sour beer. The final day began as most days do. The sky brightened, the birds awoke, the sun rose, and then he appeared. And the sun fell, and the birds wept, and the sky vanished, and the final day ended. Brewed in Dunrobin, Ontario by Small Pony Beerworks, Inc. Contains barley, wheat, oats. Can conditioned. Ages gracefully, and it's can conditioned. So they are telling you that you do not need to drink the splooge in the bottom. We all know I don't follow that. I paid for the beer. I'm drinking the whole beer, splooge and all. So you would basically do the Weiss pour, where you're trying to keep like the very bottom of the pour in the can. And I don't know why I didn't actually see much change there. It didn't change in splooge or anything. But like a lot of beers, this could have a very different amount of everything in it per different can. Okay, so it does have haze to it. It is a beautiful golden color. I love the can artwork on this guy. This guy looks great. Let's sniff the can first. Okay, you have that oaky tannic scent. You have that barnyard funk sourness that you get from like a true sour saison. And you get some pineapples. Now out of the glass. Pineapple, barnyard funk, oak. Kind of what I figured, right? Again, problem, this is a blend of a bunch of different sour beers. So as a blend of a bunch of different sour beers, it is very hard to remake this beer. So the next vintage of this will probably be very different because it's a blend, and it's a blend, and it's a blend. And once you blend, it's really hard to get the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's really hard to do that even when you're just doing a regular recipe, but when you're blending, it's even harder. Anyway, cheers, slanche, all that fun stuff. Let's try it. Okay. That sour beer, it's one of the most sour beers I've had in a very long time. I always say when the beer's really sour, oh, it's making my teeth wiggle. That's really making my teeth wiggle. And I have a sore in my mouth. I bit my lip at one point and it's turned into a sore right down there. And really burns that too. It has a tannic oakiness, which I kind of expected it to. It really smelled like that. It has that barnyard funkiness. Almost a mix of like perm chemical, vinegar, sour barrel beers. Like any soured barrel beer you've ever had kind of has the same type of like overly sweet yet sour flavor. And that's what I'm getting on this. Do I taste pineapples? A little bit, but not as much as I thought I would, because usually when they put in something, they really put it in. Carbonation is mild yet intense, as in it's micro bubbles, but it's there. It's almost like you took pineapple juice and you soured it a little bit. Not fully, just soured it a little bit. Added in some like tongue depressors. Added in a little bit of barnyard funkiness. And just the lactobacillus really working on things. And served that to somebody. All in all, not a bad beer. It's not like, say, Dark of the Forest or something that I've had that was a sour beer that had gone wrong, and we sold it as they sold it as a sour. Not these guys, but that company sold it as a sour beer because hipsters will buy a sour beer. But this is a true, properly done sour beer. However, both of their golden sours I've had thus far have been very akin in flavor, regardless of what was in it. There was slight differences, but this one is very akin to the last one I had, which was rose tips and hibiscus. So it was red, and it did taste more floral and such, but the underlying tastes are quite the same. So that's what I will say. Other than the smooths that I've had by them, the two beers I've had other than the smooths have been very similar. Not exactly the same, but very similar. And that's okay. I mean, again, you're blending beers. You don't know what you're going to get. And it makes sense. Out of 10 on this, the price wasn't actually that bad. So I'd probably give it a 7.25. I would buy this again. This is a solid, easy drinking beer. But it's not a beer I could drink very often. Maybe once every few months. Anyway, cheers, sláinte, all that fun stuff. Bye-bye.